Okay, this question is from Donnie Air. Even if these do work in an untreated or poorly treated room, they still wouldn't do a thing to help the acoustics of the room for tracking.
Okay, well, the first thing is that you have to understand what we've made these things for. There are two separate pieces. One are the speakers themselves, and the other one is the black box we call ADIO, or ADIO, or Analog Digital Input Output. That black box is intended to help people do recording who are not recording engineer producers, in other words, musicians. If you happen to be a recording engineer producer, you don't really need much of what that black box is offering, because it's offering a computer interface of very high quality and a talkback system and a whole bunch of other things having to do with control from apps. But it's not for the recording engineer producer. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, if you were doing tracking acoustically, generally speaking, you wouldn't be doing it in the room where these speakers are living. If you were doing it electronically, like bass guitar, keyboard, whatever, well, that's a different story, and you certainly would be doing it probably in the same room that these speakers are living. So we don't make any claims to affect the stuff that are on the tracks. We're not magically reaching in and correcting acoustics of stuff that's been recorded someplace else, or even in the room that our speakers are located in. All we're talking about really is the ability to help imaging and distortion and a lot of other stuff, because of the fact that we are eliminating the first reflections from the desktop. And this is critical in a pair of speakers that are right up on top of you. Okay, that's a really critical thing. Is it intended for recording engineer producers that have a studio? No, not at all. In that case, soffits are the way that you handle desktop reflections, putting speakers up in a soffit mount that will guarantee that you don't get any desktop reflections. There are other ways of doing it with advanced horn configurations on the tweeters at a low crossover point, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So these are intended, again, for the working musician who finds themselves in need of the ability to produce a decent recording just to be heard.